Hello one, hello all, and welcome to Federico Gymnasium for a Bulldog volleyball evening here. It's a beautiful Wednesday night, folks. I am the voice, Greg Morano, alongside producer-owner Shane Belanger. We have Lisa behind the lens. Together we are Westerly.live, and do we have a matchup ahead for you? The Bulldogs will be hosting the Wizards from West Warwick. And folks, coming into the gym tonight, knowing only numbers and names on paper, not knowing the exact scenario that's going on within the team, I thought these teams matched up extremely evenly. The numbers all say it. However, coming to the gym tonight, we were informed that the Bulldogs are very depleted. They are 4 players short, and those players are key cogs in their lineup. They're going to be playing without Jackson Ogle. They're going to be playing without Dante Wilk, without Lance Williams. And I noticed Mello Hamlin didn't warm up. He was on the bench. So I am just assuming and guessing an injury there. So that is 4 key cogs the Bulldogs are playing without. They have brought up 4 players in Maurice Dunn, Carmine Mendiola. Luke Donato will be on the court more often than he has been in the past, and James Manfredi. So the Bulldogs will take the court. 3-1 they're coming in as, and the West Warwick Wizards are coming in at 2-1. Wizards have won 2 in a row. Bulldogs won their first 3 matches, 3 games to none. So they won their first 9 games of the season, and then were swept in their last one versus East Providence, 3 games to none. So this Bulldog team has never played more than 3 games in a match yet this season, and they're 4 matches deep. So that could become an issue too. They're short numbers. They got about 8 players here. Is exactly what they have. So they're going to have to really, this endurance is going to come into play, I think, as these games go on. Number 16 for the Wizards is going to serve. Remember, it's a best of 5, race to 25 each game, win by 2. And the serve handled by number 21, Bump. They're going to have to dump it over. Bulldogs unable to return. So 1-0 score, number 16 serving for the Wizards. Progressive scoring, games to 25, win by 2, best of 5 match, folks. And the jump serve by number 16 in the middle. And not easily handled. Both are going to have to dump it back over. Wizards with the bump and a set. And they're going to jump and dink it over. Out of bounds it goes. Bulldogs will get the point and the serve. So we see in the middle of the Bulldog defense, James Manfredi. Up by the net, you see Marcus Hake. Hake and Samo are going to be the main familiar faces you're going to see from the starting lineup. And a set and a spike attempt, almost blocked by the Bulldogs, unable to do so. So there'll be a side out, and point number 2 for the Wizards, 2-1 score. Hunter Armitage is normally on varsity. He'll be getting a lot more action, and he'll be the primary setter without Hamlin on the floor. Jump serve by number 12. Nice serve, diving, handled by Manfredi, and unable to keep it in the air, number 21 for the Bulldogs. 3-1 the score. Number 12 with a tough serve. A nice jump serve style. Makes it difficult on the defense. And that same jump serve to the back line, handled by Samo to Hake. It's set. And Manfredi puts it over, but out of bounds deep. So the Bulldogs unable to firmly handle that serve yet. 4-1 the score. They have Samo deep middle and Hake up by the net. They're going to have to somehow work through those two. But you can only do so much from your spot. Diving serve, that's an ace. That's a beauty right in front of Samo. And timeout Bulldogs already. They want to stop the momentum a little bit before it gets too far into things. 1 minute timeout to score. Wizards 5, Bulldogs 1. I will reintroduce ourselves, folks. We are Westerly.live, Westerly.radio. We are returning from Similary Field this morning where Bulldogs baseball was in action, and the baseball team came away with a victory this morning. Here we are at Federico Gymnasium for some volleyball action, and outside on Salvo Algieri Field, there is some live lacrosse action going on, so a big day of sports here in Westerly. This is our second sight of the day, and we will return to Similary Field tomorrow morning at 11 for a fast-pitch softball game. So spring sports are getting into full throttle now, folks. And we are your one source for Westerly sports. If they're playing in Westerly, we're going to be at one of the sites, folks. Promise you that. 10 seconds left in the timeout. Bulldogs looking to try to obviously break momentum here a little bit. This is an excited Wizards team. The Wizards lost their first game of the season, which went to 5 games. They lost their first match of the season, I should say. And since then, they have swept their past 6 games. So they're on a hot streak as the Bulldogs are coming off a loss. Samo tries to return it up in the rafters. It goes and ends up out of bounds. So that's another ace for number 12 for the Wizards. Wizards had no numbers online, so unfortunately I'm only able to provide you with numbers. Back line, Samo has to set it. Hunter Armitage with the set, and Hake with the spike. Handled by the Wizards. They return it. Hake another spike off the net and down finally. Took 2 spikes by the senior captain. The Bulldogs have 2 captains on the floor, and they will be on the floor most, if not all, the night. That is Hunter Armitage and Marcus Hake. They are missing 2 captains in Jackson Ogle and Dante Wilk. And the lefty served by Hake deep. And it is set towards the middle, and the bump over to the Bulldog side. They put it back softly to the Wizards side. They're able to set and soft spike, handled by Samo. Armitage, 21 for the Bulldogs. They attempt to block it. They keep it alive and are forced to dump it back to Armitage. Set by number 12 for the Bulldogs at Donato, and put back over by Dunn. And a deep spike attempt by number 12, and stays inbound. So right now he's a factor all over the court, and all over the floor, I should say, and they are a very excited group, this Wizards group. And I'm watching them substitute. They're a little machine. They're rotating and substituting and keeping fresh legs. Bulldogs unable to do that today. And that serve violated many rules, and it's going to be a side out and a 7-3 score. So the Bulldogs fortunate for the break, and they will take serve. That's going to be number 4, Maurice Dunn, the freshman. New to varsity tonight. And first serve, a nice sidewinder. Handled, the set up by the net, and number 11 with the spike attempt. Handled by Armitage, but number 11 of the Wizards came over the net, wasn't whistled for it, and Wizards have control. Number 12 with the set, they're going to have to dump it, and they go deep, and that's going to be a Bulldog point, 7-4. Dunn looking for another. Armitage and Hakes keeping in close communication, I see, and they need to be. Nice serve by Dunn. The set close to the net, blocked by Samo. Point Westerly, 7-5. This Bulldog team most definitely came to play. You got to understand, this is the first opportunity for some of these players. So they're going to leave it all on the floor, and the starters that we do have here always leave it all on the floor. So I expect an exciting night of volleyball here, and blocked by Samo. Donato in on it as well. Donato with the set. Samo with the spike attempt. Mistimed it a little bit. Got it over. Blocks there. Point Westerly. Samo all over the place. From 5 feet into the net, Samo's got control. You got Haig and Armitage in the middle together. Suddenly, this depleted Westerly squad is split up pretty well. And as I open my mouth, serve falls short, and it's going to be a side out. But nevertheless, they found a nice little set, nice little rotation that could work for them as the night progresses. The score 8-6 to Wizards. And we have a substitution as Mendiola will come in for his first action of the night. So the back line, Donato, Mendiola, and Hake. And the serve by number 20 to the back line, Donato. And Mendiola keeps it in play and saves it. And the Bulldogs unable to get it over in 3. Point Wizards, 9-6. Number 20 serving for the Wizards. And the front spinner handled by Mendiola. Donato stuck up in the middle off the rafters, and again, Bulldogs can't get into a rhythm and handle it. This production brought to you in part by McQuaid's Hardware, Wireless Zone, Strategia, Remy Cycles, Teddy's Toys, and Valenti Subaru. The serve, Hake handles it with the bump, and over goes number 11 for the Wizards, and down it goes, finds a nice spot for it. Samo was looking to put it down. He got away with a little bit of a carry. I was waiting for the whistle, actually. Kind of went silent there, but whistle never happened. Bulldogs couldn't capitalize. 11-6 to score. Another nice serve to the back line, Donato. Armitage, too close to the net, number 11. Did he hit the net? He did not. Point goes to the Wizards. 12-6, little separation going to be created here. Coach Beal knows how to use her timeouts wisely. However, it's just difficult when you have 4 players missing, and those 4 names happen to be starters, captains, everything. Hake to put it over and down. Nice save by the Wizards. Hake sets it up. Donato, late reaction, and good fortune by Samo to dump it over and to the ground by number 11 for the Wizards. So the Wizards offense in a rhythm. It's hard to even follow exactly what the Bulldogs are kind of hit and miss. Whoever's in the area right now is just kind of getting a hand on it. Their first bump is not setting up their setter. And on that note, there'll be a side out. Point for the Bulldogs, 13-7, and they will take the serve. And Donato set the serve for the Bulldogs, the junior. Lefty serve, and it drops in the middle. Bumped by number 20 near the net. Nice set. And down it goes by the Wizards. Oh, he hit the net. Point Bulldogs. 13-8 to score. Bulldogs didn't even know they had the point. And lefty looking for another. A couple lefties out on the floor for the Bulldogs. Hake another. Always got to love the lefties. Number 16 with a nice bump set. 26 puts it to the back line for the Bulldogs. Mendiola with a forward set. Nice spot. Samo tries to get it over, but nice job by the net for the Wizards. The Bulldogs can't clear the top of the net with it. Armitage did his best. 14-8 side out. Wizards serve. If you're just joining us, folks, this is match number, this is a best of 5 match. This is game number 1. And the Wizards hold a 14-8 lead at the moment. The bump by Donato. Armitage, 21 for the Bulldogs, has to dump it. 16 with a short set. Number 11 tries to find a spot. Nice save. Samo with a spike. Down he goes. And it's a side-out point for the Bulldogs, 14-9. And the question is, are those 3 guys enough to keep this glue together to put up a dogfight here and grit out a victory for this Bulldog squad? And the Bulldogs serve. A nice serve, knuckleball. Number 20 can't handle it very well, and that's an ace. 14-10 the score. So the Bulldogs right in this thing in game 1, despite the lineup. And a missile for a serve, a beauty. Bumped straight up to set. Troubled, number 12. And the attempt to block it, unable to do so. It comes down on the Bulldogs side. Number 12's got some definite jumping ability, and he times it well. Good coordination. Number 11 has also been a big factor by the net for the Wizards. Number 11 to serve, and that's a nice serve. Mendiola handles it with a set. Armitage to Hake. Hake spike. Down it goes. Inbounds are out. No one makes a call, and it's going to be a Bulldog point. Substitution. Mendiola's going to get a breath, and Dunn comes in. Up by the net, we have Armitage, Dunn, and Hake. Samo serving to the back line. Beauty of a serve. And a bump set to the net. And they try to find a spot in the back. Samo handles it. And Armitage tries to catch him sleeping. Can't do it. They try to put it over the net and hit the net twice. Point Bulldogs. And right back at it. 15-12. Down by 3. Nobody better at serve for the Bulldogs than Jesse Samo. Sophomore two-sport star. And as I say that, serve goes deep, 16-12. Games to 25, folks, remember. Race to 25, win by 2. First team to 3 wins the match. Wizards come in 2-1, Bulldogs come in 3-1. Short serve, Bulldogs have to dive to handle it. That was Donato. Hake with the lefty spike, and the Wizards have no answer. There's a violation, they're saying he hit out of bounds. It went off of the net. The net carried the ball out of bounds. No Wizard touched it, so it is a side out and a point for the Wizards. That's an unfortunate break. If it didn't hit the net, it would have been a point. So the Bulldogs, 17-12, they trail, and that's going to make it 18. Again, Armitage trying to get tricky and catch him sleeping. So 18-12, Bulldogs trail, inching their way towards 25, the Wizards. And Samo handles the bump. Donato been active tonight. They got to dump it over, though. They can't get it to a setting situation. And he touched the net. Bulldogs point, side out. The Bulldogs offense hasn't been able to get that setter in place on offense. And Mello Hamlin does a lot of that for the Bulldogs. So does Dante Wills. Really, there's a few players who do. And right now, Bulldogs unable to do so. So they're scattering their points, scrapping their way to stay in it. It's 18-13, still anyone's game. Nice diving serve off the rafters, and that's an ace. 18-14. So the captain serving for the Bulldogs, the senior, only trailed by 4 here. And it would be huge if they can steal away a victory in game number 1. The jump serve, barely able to handle number 16 with the set. Number 7 with a soft spike to the back line. Samo, Armitage to Hake. And that's your combination, and it falls in. Those are your 3 stars on the floor tonight. The sophomore star in Samo, Armitage, and Hake, the 2 senior captains. For the point, Bulldogs trail only by 3. The jump serve, and it dives in play. Again, 16 with the set, and the spike by number 12. Bulldogs are there to block it, but it goes out of bounds. And he has got some power, and he's also got excitement. He immediately can take momentum from the other team back with a spike because he jumps around, he gets his guys involved. And that side out could have been big, but the serve, huge break for the Bulldogs. As his first jump serve goes into the net, the Bulldogs trail only by 3. They have their senior Marcus Hake, the leader of the team, the lefty. And a nice serve by him just clears the net, the bump. The set, it's a low one. And the dink attempt, nice job keeping it up. Number 21, Armitage sets it, tries to find a spot. Number 16 with the set, far side, number 26. Backline Samo to Armitage, to Hake. Spike attempt, that's deep. It's going to be a side out and point number 20. 20-16, game 1, folks. I am the voice, Greg Moran, alongside producer owner Shane Belanger. Lisa behind the lens, we are Westerly.live, Westerly.radio, bringing you Bulldog Volleyball here on a Wednesday night. It's school vacation, but sports go on, folks. And Dunn tries to get it to the ground. Number 12 keeps it up. And a nice set. Number 11 spikes it down for the Wizards. But with spring vacation, spring break from vacations, and the Bulldog volleyball team, unfortunately, has fallen victim to a few of them. They are missing senior Jackson Ogle, senior Dante Wilk, junior Lance Williams, and an injury in Mello Hamlin, is as far as I can find out, but those are 4 key components. And they're doing a pretty good job here, down by only 5. Number 11 with a nice bump set, 26, lifts it high. Armitage able to handle it, but it's into the net, too far. And ever closer to 25 come the Wizards. They're starting to smell it. 22-16 to score. They only need 3 more, and Coach Beal calls a timeout for the Bulldogs. A much-needed break on the floor for Westerly. This production brought to you in part by McCoy's Ace Hardware, your local family-owned hardware store located on Franklin Street in Westerly, RI. Everything you need this spring for yard cleanup and home cleaning, mulch, lime, fertilizer, lawn mowers, power tools, and hand tools. If they don't sell it, you don't need it. Wireless Zone, your Verizon authorized retailer, located in Dunn's Corners next to Duncan. Cell phone sales, service, and repair. Trade in your old phone and get up to $700 off a new phone with trade-in. Switch from current provider and get your new phone for free with trade-in. Strategia, website design and maintenance, social media management, search engine optimization, local company with local strategies to help your company stand out on the web. Remy Cyclists, bicycle sales and service in downtown Westerly, 53 Railroad Avenue, cycling accessories, clothing, safety gear, the latest in electric bike technology, stellar customer service, everything needed to enjoy your cycling adventures. Teddy's Toys, located also downtown Westerly, 53 Railroad Avenue, modern toys, classic toys, board games, models, building, and stuffed animals. And the teams break from the timeout and ready for some action. This is a fired-up Wizards squad, so the Bulldogs need a quick side out. All the Wizards need is 3 points to capture game 1. The jump serve by number 1, a knuckleball style serve, bumped up towards the net. One-handed set, Dunn puts it over. The Wizards unable to get their offense near the net. Number 12, though, and it's deep, so it is the side out they needed and the point they needed. Who will serve for the Bulldogs? It's going to be Maurice Dunn. They trail by 5. The Wizards need only 3. And the first serve comes up short, and it's a beautiful job trying to save it, but it was a carry. Point for the Bulldogs, 22-18. And they need to go on a little bit of a run here. Another serve to the middle, and they did get up a set. Bulldogs handling it from the back line, not well. They're going to have to dump it, and there's a 2-touch whistle. 23-18, only 2 needed for game 1 here for the Wizards. Continual substitutions, it's like a machine, fresh legs on the floor all the time for the Wizards. Our Bulldogs do not have that luxury tonight. Number 20 to serve. First serve, nice serve, handled well by Hake to Armitage to Samo, that's the ingredients. And they get it back up, and number 11, 2-touch point Bulldogs. Quick side out, what they needed. What they need now is a 6-point run, really. A 4-point run, at least a 4-point run. Luke Donato set to serve, the junior for the Bulldogs. In comes Mendiola. Dunn gets a rest. The lefty, the long lob bumped forward. Number 16 with a nice set for the Wizards. And to the back line they go. Mendiola might have saved it from going out of bounds. Hake puts it back as playable, and the Bulldogs able to return it. Number 16 with another set on the net, blocked by Samo. And another set on the net. They're getting in their offense whenever they want. Hake keeps it up in the air. Armitage and the dink attempt, and they find the ground. Great job by this Bulldog squad. There is no quit here in Westerly, folks. Wherever we go, whatever field we're on, if it's the diamond, the football field, the lacrosse field, the soccer field, we're in here in the gym. These Bulldogs don't quit. 23-20, 16 with another set. This Wizards team falls into their offense very well. Armitage to set to Samo. What a block by number 11. And the Bulldogs recover. Mendiola dumps it. 16 with another set. A beauty. Number 11 puts it down. Number 21, one-arm save for the Bulldogs. And another nice set. Number 26 to the back line. Mendiola keeps it in the air. Then Hake one-handed in the Bulldogs to the back line. Unbelievable return. And a bump set spiked by the Wizards. Man, what a play. What a job by the Bulldogs. What a great volley. This Wizards team just doesn't quit. They're like a little machine. They get into that offense. They got about 3 players who can set, but number 16 can set from anywhere. And he's got 3 targets. This is for the game, folks. To Hake, really close to the net. They keep it in the air. Samuel puts it down, and the Bulldogs are alive. 24-21. They need 3 straight to stay alive, really. If they can pull off 5, they win. And the serve. Straight bump, number 16 into his set. Number 11 with a spike attempt. Donato back over number 11. Looks like he threw it on the ground, but no whistle. Samo puts it over. Number 16 to number 12. Bad for the Bulldogs. And the dink. Hake's there to Armitage. Set to Hake. Spike attempt. They attempt to block it, and they get up a set to the Bulldogs. And Samo puts it down to the floor. 24-22. The Bulldogs need 2 more to stay alive. Just to stay alive, they got to get 2 more here, folks. And that's too deep. That's going to do it for game 1. They made one heck of an effort. And I'll tell you what, this team's just going to get more fired up because they got better as that game went on. They started to gel. Things started to come together for this Bulldog squad. So this could be a much longer match than initially expected. Teams switching sides. They get about a 3-minute break between games. If you're just joining us, folks, I am the voice, Greg Morano, alongside producer-owner Shane Belanger. We have Lisa behind the lens. We are Westerly.live, Westerly.radio. If you tuned in this morning, we were on the diamond where the Bulldog baseball team took care of their opponent and moved to an impressive 7-0 start on the season. We are here now in Federico Gymnasium for some Bulldog volleyball. I'll get back to what we're watching last. Tomorrow morning we'll be right back at Similar Field across the complex for some fast pitch softball action. The Bulldog softball team off to a nice start, a 4-1 start, and that's a young team. That is a freshman and sophomore laden softball team. Valentini on the rubber for that team has been on fire to start the season, and that's going to allow that team to compete all year long, despite the fact that they're young. So they're going to be exciting to watch. Tune in tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. if you want to catch some action and get caught up on the softball team. That being said, the here and now with the volleyball team, they're just depleted. A couple players, 3 players on vacation, 1 injured, or just 1 out. I really don't have the explanation. I saw them not in warm-up. So they're down 4 starters. They have no rotation really as far as any help to get any rest. Their legs are going to be on the court. They're going to be moving. They're going to be running the entire night. They get no breathers. So that makes things even more difficult on this Bulldog team. The fire is definitely on the Wizards side. They're excited. They have a little machine. They have a huge rotation, constantly substituting. But what I see out of that rotation is the continued ability to get into their offense. They get into that set almost every time. Number 16 is the main setter for the Wizards, and he gets it to either the number 11. He gets it to number 12. There's several players he can find, and no matter where they get their initial contact, their initial bump off of the Bulldogs' return, they get into their offense. No matter if the Bulldogs block it, they somehow return into their offense. So coming into the gym, as I said earlier, I had these teams sized up as extremely even. I was expecting a dogfight here tonight. I was really excited. I'm still really excited. I'm always excited to be around sports. So you know, if we're here, that I'm excited. If we're anywhere, that I'm excited. And you saw the excitement grow in this new young squad that's on the floor for us as that game went on. So don't think there's any quit. We got a lot of excitement ahead of us here tonight, folks. Live from Federico Gymnasium, the Wizards capture game number 1. This is a best-of-5 matchup. After this, the Bulldogs will play Woonsocket in 6 days, so they get a little break after this, 5 days off to rest their legs. And then I highlighted the 2 games following that because it's versus Pilgrim. Pilgrim was the team that knocked off West Warwick, who they're playing right now. And they went 5 games in that one. So Pilgrim I highlighted because they're going to be a tough opponent, and they're undefeated at the moment. Barrington as well. Barrington sits below the top threshold. There's a top half and a bottom half of the division. On the top, you got East Providence undefeated, Pilgrim undefeated. East Providence beat Westerly, Pilgrim beat West Warwick. And those are your top 4 teams. Armitage opens up game 2. Handled by number 22, close to the net. Bulldogs able to put it down. And the Bulldogs will take the quick lead, 1-2-0. And it's always tough for the players. Different starting times. They have the entire day off waiting for the game. Anything like that, that always affects players. And off the rafters to the Bulldogs side, a tough one to judge. You're kind of darned if you do, darned if you don't if you're Donato there. The rafters are very unpredictable, so that's going to tie things up. Quick side out. And number 16, the setter for the Wizards to serve. 1-1 score. Game number 2. Forward spinner, the bump, and Armitage sets to Hake. And the spike, and in or out. They don't know where to put it. It's in. It's going to go with Bulldogs. The head official calls it. The official on the side doesn't know what to do with the flag. He's calling it in, out. And Hake will set to serve. 2-1 Bulldogs. And the lefty serve to the back corner. Bumped. Set from afar. Oh, number 12 with it. Handled by the Bulldogs. Samo. Armitage to Donato, who reverse bumps it over. Essentially dumping it, though. Number 7 tries to find a spot in the back. Samo handles it off the net. It goes. Dunn can't handle it. And that's going to be a side out and a point. 2-2 the score. If you're just tuning in, we're in game 2, best of 5. The Wizards pulled off game 1. It was a tough battle, 25-22 the final. Number 12, a big part of game 1, an excitable young guy who big serve, dives late at the end, just a little bit too late. Out of bounds it goes. 3-2 Bulldogs side out, and the Bulldogs will take the serve. The only 3 familiar real faces that you see on the court for the Bulldogs here tonight are Armitage, Hake, the 2 captains, and Samo, the sophomore 2-sport star athlete. And handled by Hake with the bump. Armitage sets it. And Donato puts it over. Abel bumped by number 12. Number 26 tries to find an open spot. Armitage keeps it. Bumped up. Nice bump set by Hake. Samo's spike attempt handled. And he blocks the Wizards' attempt. Back set up by the net. And he blocks them again. But that's what I'm talking about. They'll keep getting set up and they'll keep coming at you. So if you're at the net for the Bulldogs, you got to be ready to block more than one. Because often it doesn't hit the ground and they get right back set up. This time it goes for the Bulldogs. Great play by Samo on that one. Subsequent serve into the net, side out, 4-3 score. And it's the Wizards' turn to serve. The whistle, and we're off. Jump, let's go to a jump punch serve. Too close to the net. Number 11 just assures its positioning to the ground. And the Bulldogs unable to really get into that offense. They don't have a primary setter on the floor right now. I'd honestly have to say that Hake's doing the best. Armitage is their main setter on the floor at the moment, but Hake's been doing a nice job bump setting from the mid-range and deep range even. That falls to the floor for a Bulldog point and side out. So Donato will serve for the Bulldogs. The lefty, sidewinder, handled. Number 16 with the set to number 11. Soft temp. Armitage, Samos takes it and finds an open spot between three Wizards. So it's a 6-4 Bulldog lead. So the Bulldogs, I told you, they were getting stronger and stronger as that first game went on. If it went to 30, they might have had it. To the back line, handled. Number 16, this time the set a little bit deep. Number 11 bumps it over. Armitage with a nice set to Samos, spikes it down. Back corner, 7-4. A little emotion starts to show up for the Bulldogs on the replay. And that's an offense. Beautiful set by Armitage. What a finish, as you can see. And a nice serve again to the back line, and deep it goes. So a side out, unforced error, point number 5 for the Wizards. 7-5 the score. And another substitution for the Wizards. Number 20 will come in and serve. So it doesn't get much easier for the Wizards as they have Westerly today. They hit Barrington in a couple of games. Handled by Hake to Armitage. And put over to the back line by the Bulldogs. Number 16 will set. Number 11, spike attempt. Nice block by Samo. He's got a high number early in this evening. Forces the Wizards to dump. Mendiola with the bump. Set, spike by Samo. Number 20 keeps it in bounds. Number 16, nice set. And it goes down on the Bulldogs side by number 11. So it's going to be a point for the Wizards, 7-6 game. And then in a couple games from them, they head to East Providence, and then they head to Pilgrim again. So 4 out of their next 6 games are against tough opponents. Off the net, it's a let point Wizards. Ties things up at 7. So they get the roll here in Westerly. And the serve, sidewinder, miscommunication. Bulldogs able to complete the reception, unfortunately. That doesn't work in this sport. Timeout called by Westerly. And they trail only by 1. This game going a little bit more manageably than the first one. Bulldogs will make a nice little late run in the first game, and they've improved ever since. They're getting stronger as they go. This production brought to you in part by Valenti Subaru. Subaru Sales and Service, located at Dunn's Corners, Westerly RI. Valenti means value. With over 90 years in the auto business, the Valenti family knows how to keep customers happy. Service with honesty, integrity, and a smile are the cornerstones our business is built upon. We are Westerly.live, Westerly.radio. Folks, find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or on your web browser. If you have a smart TV, if you have Roku, if you have a Fire TV, kick back and watch it in your living room. Full screen, replay, anytime you want. Only here at Westerly.live, your only source for Westerly sports here in Westerly. We're live all week long. Tomorrow we are at the softball field, Similori Field, at 11 a.m. Friday we are live for some lacrosse action at 11 a.m. at Salo Algieri Field. And then again back to Similori for softball on Saturday. You can find our schedule online. And the serve tried to be handled by Mendiola, unable to do so in the bleachers. So that's going to be an ace for number 20. And that should make the score 9-7 Wizards. Their first lead of this game. And this serve, and they don't handle it well on the back line. So that's going to be an ace, and it's going to make the score 10-7. Early on in this game 2 here, even match battle. And a line drive served, handled well by Donato, close to the net, and active at the net. The block pushed to the back line by number 21 for the Bulldogs, and a nice set by the Wizards. Bulldogs have it up and out of bounds, and they don't communicate, and they run into each other. And the ball falls to the floor. Things aren't really grooving after that timeout right now for the Bulldogs. Wizards taking advantage, creating a little bit of space. 4 isn't a lot in this progressive scoring format, but momentum means everything in high school sports. They won game 1, and nice job by Hake to keep that thing alive, and the Bulldogs able to return it. And a nice set to number 11. Nice job by Mendiola, one-handed to keep it in the air. Unfortunately, to the rafters it went. Anybody's game after that falls to the floor. Timeout again, Westerly, Coach Beal, and there's a fired-up West Warwick Wizards group heading to their huddle. So energy kind of sneaking its way over to the Wizards side here, folks. And I don't want to say that's expected, but they won game 1, and if you let that lead grow too much, especially when you're in this area of scoring, Energy and momentum mean everything. So this timeout is huge for the Bulldogs. They need a quick side out and something to cheer about, really. Is essentially all they need to get them reboosted. Problem being is that they're coming off, they've had 4 days of rest since their loss to East Providence, and then they have another 5 days off after this. That could be good, that could be bad. I mean, that's essentially one game in 10 days span. And that's this game. And they keep it in the air. Samo tries to put it down from a little bit deep on their own half. And number 26 will dump it over for the Wizards. Mendiola close to the net. And Armitage gets it over. Samo tries to block. And out of bounds it goes. Wizards point. And you can see the emotion on the floor for the Wizards. Bulldogs just trying to stay up, keep the heads up, and keep moving forward. Score 13-7. Still early. Plenty of time to cut into this. And that goes out of bounds, just what the doctor ordered. Bulldogs needed a side out, and they got one. It's just their legs. They haven't played in 4 days, and now they're expected to stay on the court with no breathers. Lactic acid builds up in 4 days. I know they've practiced, but it's different from game-style play. And the spike by Hake, a power hammer down with the left. The two biggest men for the Wizards can't do anything about it. If the Bulldogs could get in that set offense more often, they'd be in good shape, and they try to catch them sleeping. Number 16, number 11 tries to find a spot for the Wizards. Armitage with the set to Samo. Number 20 bumps it in the air, and it's going to be dumped over by number 11, hits the net. Armitage handles it, set back by Samo, and it is handled by number 20. Bump to the middle. Number 26 dumps it over for the Wizards. Donato to Armitage, to Hake with the left. And they keep it alive, and they dump it back over to the Bulldogs. Armitage backward set over, tries to keep him sleeping, hasn't worked yet. Number 26 to the back line, handled by Mendiola. Armitage set to the net, and it falls to the Bulldogs side. Mistimed the jump. Good volley goes to the Wizards. Score 14-9. It's a tough one to lose, especially when you don't have any subs. It's a long point, nice serve. Donato handles it. Armitage sets to Hake, goes with the dink, and that's what they needed. Stays in bounds. Quick side out, quick point. And Samo will serve for the Bulldogs, who trail only by 4. Just over halfway through game 2 for the Wizards. Both teams, I guess, if you're moving in any direction, neither team's on much of a streak or a slide, but Samo's first serve out of bounds, and that's not what the Bulldogs needed. That's frustration on the court there. A 15-10 score. The Bulldogs won their first 3 games, swept all 3, and then got swept in their last. And the Wizards lost their first game in 5 and have swept their past 2. So they have a 2-game winning streak, have won now 7 games in a row. And hammering it down is Hake. So any life's going to be sparked into this Bulldog squad is going to go through that left arm of Hake, because that's been around. That hammer's been alive all day long here today. They just got to get the set up near him. And Armitage jump serve, a beauty. Nice bump to get things settled. The set by 16. And the Bulldogs can't handle it. As an errant front hand bump attempt by the Bulldogs back line puts it to the ground. The score is 16-11. And it's going to be a side out and another substitution by the Wizards. Again, you see the same numbers on the court for the Bulldogs. The gym gets hotter, the legs get tireder, the pressure gets greater when there's no one behind you. And the bump goes out of bounds. That's a quick ace for the Wizards. Bulldogs have 8 dressed for action tonight, 4 newbies. Missing 2 captains and 2 other players that get a lot of action. Bulldogs by the net. Dunn gets it over one-handed. Bulldogs just kind of scrambling unless they get it near Hake. Armitage, Samo, and Hake are really their recipe, obviously. It doesn't take a coach or a genius to know that. It's just a matter of getting them set up on offense. The serve by Hake, the missile. He's been the best service thus far, but they handle this time number 7 into the net, so that's going to be a point for the Bulldogs. Back to trailing only by 4. They have who they want serving. Powerful overhand to the back line, the bump. Number 16 with the back set to number 12. Spike attempt kept up, and the Bulldogs able to return it. Number 16 again to number 12, cross court, a beauty. Dunn keeps it in the air. Can Donato get it over? Holy smokes, he does! And it goes into the net, and the point's going to go to the Bulldogs. What a volley! And that is the volley of the day thus far for the Bulldogs. What a job by Donato coming into the stands to keep it inside the pole. And Hake with another serve. Bulldogs trail only by 3. But they get set up every time. And number 12, a little off kilter on that one. Mistimed his jump for the first time tonight. And the Bulldogs are officially on a run here, folks. Down by only 2. And the senior captain at the serve, just into the net. Side out, 18-15 score. Bulldogs need a quick side out. Big jump serve here by number 12. They're going to have to get a handle on. And that's a beauty. That dive, was it in or out? It was in. I don't know how you return that, even if you have your 4 other players. That ball just shot to the side and down. 19-15. When that big 2 pops up, it's almost like the scoreboard brightens. The lights get brighter in the gym if you're the team with less points. And the jump serve dives, handled by Hake beautifully. Armitage sets it up. Donato to the back line. And again, the Wizards able to set up their offense and make a point out of it. Number 16 seems to be everywhere. If it's not him, it's number 26. And the Wizards get a good set on almost every offensive possession, no matter what the Bulldogs do, unless Hake or Armitage or Samo are able to put it straight down to the floor with a kill. And number 16 again with the set. That time not so beautiful. Dunn puts it back over for the Bulldogs. And number 12 straight up. Number 26 dumps it back over, and they let it go, and it hits the line for the Wizards' point. 20-15 the score. And the energy is definitely going towards the black and orange at the moment, folks. That's the Wizards if you are in black and white at the moment. And the jump serve dives. Hake handles it without an issue. That is actually one heck of a handle and able to do that. And a spike from a distance, and it's handled and blocked by the Wizards. Nice spike by Hake. Nobody at the net on the return for the Bulldogs. Another point. 22-15. They're inching their way to this second game. Number 12 wants to finish it. The jump serve to the back line. The bump to the front. Armitage bumps it back. Dunn has to dump it, and they do. Again, another set by number 16. The spike, but that one lands out of bounds. So the Bulldogs have life. Maurice Dunn, number 4, new to the starting varsity here. The freshman will serve for the Bulldogs. Kudos to this Bulldogs team. They are fighting. And this is one heck of a Wizards team. I'm telling you right now, they're a good volleyball team. Hake with a nice bump set. Bulldogs dump it over. And again, a nice set. Number 26 puts it over. One-hander by Hake to the back line, and they saved the Bulldogs there. And bump up to the front, number 26 off softly. Armitage to Hake, the set to Samo, who puts it down for the Bulldog point, and it's obviously those 3 to do it. When they're able to incorporate just those 3 in a vacuum, the Bulldogs are having some heavy success. Donato's done a nice job. He's been very, very active. And the dink attempt. Nice set by Donato and put down heavy by Samo. We're on a little run here, folks. And look at this scrappy Bulldog squad. I'm talking about all these players that they're missing if they had this, if they had that. They got a game right here today, folks. It's down 1-0. And they're on a run here with a freshman at serve. And that's an ace right there. If that's no reason to get fired up, I don't know what is. So if you're listening, you should be fired up, folks. Bulldogs down by 3. It's only game 2. They lost game 1 only by 3, if you remember, folks. And the floater deep. And a nice set by the Wizards. Soft spike attempt handled by Hake. Armitage back to Hake. Spike attempt gets the ground. And the Bulldogs have 20 and they trail by 2. If you hear the names Armitage, Hake, Samo, and even Donato, something good's happening for Westerly at this point. They're on a little bit of a run here. Confidence growing. Excitement growing. The serve in play. The bump close to the net. Number 16 with the set. Unable to put it over. And now it's got to be getting into their heads. The Bulldogs trail only by 1 and have finally forced the Wizards to call a timeout because the Bulldogs have momentum. Trailing only by 1, and what a run they're on. It's been all about getting into your offense and the ability to get into your offense. And all night long, the Wizards have been able to get into their setting offense, and the Bulldogs have not. Well, they have now, and they're on a run. This is one heck of a run. And what leadership to boost these young guys up. The two captains that are on the floor, Armitage and Hake, and right along with them, their sophomore star, Samo. What leadership skills to keep this team where they're at. After losing game 1, they could have folded up shop. They were down by 6 here late in game 2 and trailed now only by 1 with the serve. So there's the official's whistle. There will be one more whistle in about 10 seconds. And the Bulldogs, they are not sucking wind yet. They're only in game 2, folks. And both of these games have been neck and neck to the end. So that could be a factor later on down the road here tonight if this does go deep. For it to go deep, the Bulldogs need Dunn to put a couple more in play, and they need to get a couple more offenses in groove and a couple more points up on the board to the right here and now. This freshman playing with ice in his veins at the moment. In play, that's all they want, miscommunication. But they get into their set, offense number 7, with the spike attempt handled. Armitage backwards set. Donato into the net, it goes. So out of the break, the Wizards get exactly what they want. They get a side out. Just that little break in energy in high school makes a huge difference. Hake handles it. Armitage to the net, nice back set to Samo, it's blocked. To Hake, bumps it back over, and they spike it. Donato keeps it up. Samo keeps it in play, and they try to block it back over. Hake handles it. Armitage set to the net. Samo's blocked, and the Bulldogs keep it up and in. Holy smokes, it's live on the Wizards side. And number 11 for the Wizards finds an open spot. Point goes to the Wizards. And game point, we're in 24-21. The Bulldogs need 4 in a row to stay alive. And they got 1. Side out, 24-23. 24-22. Stay alive. They need 2 more. They needed 3 in a row. The set to the net, number 11. And it falls for the point and to complete the victory in game number 2. So the Wizards have come in here to Federico Gymnasium, and yes, they've captured game 1 and game 2, folks. But I got to tell you something. This is a depleted, short-handed Westerly squad that has absolutely no quit in them. They're flipping sides at the moment. They have the leadership, 2 captains on the court of Marcus Hake and Hunter Armitage, who are stalwarts, always out there for them every game, and they're doing a heck of a job leading their troops. And they're playing a heck of a game themselves. Whenever they're able to get into a flow and get into a setting offense, whereas they get a set somewhere playable to either Hake, Armitage, or a couple other guys, that they are able to get some points up. But you got to remember, there's no substitutions. There's so many factors going against them. But the one thing I love to see is that they got their head in it and they got their heart in it, and we got another exciting game coming up. I'm going to go on a little bit of a break here, folks. I'll be right back in lesson 2.
One of the things that we've noticed is since we started working with Strategia, we're getting better quality leads. Leads are coming to us and they're almost pre-qualified. They're looking at our website, they're seeing what we can do, and they're deciding that they want to work with us.
Back, everybody, and that was the whistle signaling. We are about to start Game 3 here. We are live at Federico Gymnasium. I am the voice, Greg Morano, alongside producer, owner Shane Belanger. We have Lisa behind the lens. We are Westerly.live, Westerly.radio. We are your only source for Westerly sports. If it's happening in Westerly, we have it. It's happening here. We were at Similori Field this morning. The Bulldog baseball team notched out their 7th win of the season. They are 7-0, and they are just hitting their flow. They're going to be fun to watch, so tune in as the season goes on to the baseball team. We'll be back at Similori tomorrow morning for some fast-pitch softball action. The young squad filled with freshmen and sophomores off to a 4-1 start. Tune in tomorrow morning at 11 if you want to see that. The here and now, the teams are back out on the court. We got a volleyball team missing a few players due to vacation. It's spring break for school, so there's some players out on vacation, some key players. 2 captains, 3 starters, and the 4th is a main setter on the squad, and he might be down with injury. So a depleted Bulldog squad on the floor. That being said, they have fought tooth and nail these first 2 games. 22 points both games. They are right in it. They've gone the distance. And this game has now started game number 3. Start off beautifully with a set to Hake. They can get in near him. He's put down the hammer several times, and the Bulldogs will get the first point on the first whistle. There has been no quit in this team is what I was saying. And they have forced all the effort in the world out of West Warwick to be where they are. Coming into the game tonight, I expected an even matchup and a battle. Hunter Armitage with a beautiful serve, bumped all the way back over, and Maurice Dunn puts it back over. Number 16, main serve, and number 7 with the dump. And Donato puts it back over, the bump for the Wizards. And a bump set by the Wizards, a beauty. Number 12, he puts it deep. Bulldog point, 2-0. So the Bulldogs jump right out of the break in the game and try to steal a little momentum and try to get a little bit of a cushion. The Bulldogs did grab the lead in one of the 2 games and have never trailed by all that many. I think 7's the most. And they went on a run and brought it right back. They've led. They've done a lot of good things with this mixed squad. And the dink by Hake, the power hand all day. How can you not fall victim to that? You get a hammer down on you all day long. You got to protect yourself. Great play by Hake. 3-0 Bulldogs. If you're just tuning in, it's game 3. The Wizards did take game 1 and 2. Best of 5 match. Into the net it goes on Armitage. Score 3-1 side out, and the Wizards will serve. So the Bulldogs, when they come all back together after break, they got 5 days off after this one to get their players back together, back home from their vacations and maybe from injury, and that is in for an ace. He finds no man's land. That's number 12. He's a heck of an athlete. He's an emotional player for this Wizard squad. He gets them excited. And he's got a heck of a serve, the jump serve, diving. Samo handles it well. Armitage to Hake. That's the names you want to hear. Handled well on the back line. Nice job. Bumps it towards the net, and they dump it to the Bulldog back line. Samo, Armitage, Dunn to the back line again. Kept in the air. They're going to have to dump it over. Number 12. That's a good dump he does. And it goes into the net for the Bulldogs. Hake saves them with the bump to get it over, and they have a nice bump set. Number 7 into the net. It goes to the Wizards. Bulldogs point. 4-2 Bulldogs. And Samo will flip it to Hake, and Hake will serve. And the serve goes to the back line. And it's a nice back set to number 26. Puts it over to the middle. Samo bumps it out of bounds. It's going to be a side out, point number 3 for the Wizards. 4-3 the score. Number 1 set to serve for the Wizards. The jumping, it's sort of a forward push style serve. I don't know how to say it, but from the back line, what a hammer, Hake. He came in with that lefty ready to roll tonight. You heard that echo through the gym. I don't care who you are. If you're on the front line, you're turning your face and you are grimacing if he's coming up with a set in his area in front of you. Bump for the Wizards, and they're a little disarray, and it's number 12 out of bounds it goes. Bulldogs add to their add to the margin 6-3, and Maurice Dunn set the serve again for the Bulldogs. Like I said, the Bulldogs have had a small lead in every game. They've been back and forth in every game. Number 11, I don't know, it looks like a throw. It's inbounds. It's not a throw, it's good, so that'll be a side out. And that'll give the serve to the Wizards to score 6-4. The Wizards, one thing they have done is not allowed the Bulldogs to go on any long runs. I don't know what the longest it's been, but I'm going to guess maybe 5 points. Couple whistles, there will be a substitution. Mendiola in, Dunn out. Haight giving him a little bit of help instruction on the floor. Number 20 to serve to the back line. Donato handles it. Haight bumps it forward. Into the net it goes. Bulldogs can't return. And that's a quick point for the Wizards. 6-5 the score. Game number 3, folks. And it hits the net. It's a let. Armitage tried to grab it off of the carom off the net. It goes out of bounds, and we are tied up at 6s. Bulldogs, we got a live lacrosse game on South Algeria Field right across campus. 3 Bulldog sporting events going on today. And Armitage bumps it up. Donato dumps it over back to the Wizards. Set by number 16. Slammed down by number 11, Wizards. Out of bounds, point Bulldogs. Donato, the lefty serve. Set by number 16. Number 26 finds a spot, but Hake done a heck of a job keeping it up and alive. And holy cow, he keeps it in. Armitage, how he returned it. There's a whistle, and that goes in the favor of Westerly. And these guys are excited and fired up. They're having fun playing together. They don't get the opportunity a lot, and this exact group probably won't much more this season. They're going to be all the better for it, every player on the floor, no doubt. And it's been a fun day to watch volleyball, I'll tell you that. They're putting on a nice show as they increase their lead. They don't want to be done in 3 by any means. They want a victory, folks. In doing so, it's going to have to go 5 now. Served by Donato, a nice one. Number 16 set to the net. Nice block by Samo back into his spot. Samo returns it. Number 16 back in action. Again, a nice set. Number 16 is a good setter for the Wizards. Armitage, Samo, and that is a solution for Westerly. 10-6 to score. Momentum in favor of Westerly. How long does the Wizards coach allow it to go on? Donato at service for Westerly. And the lob style serve, bump, set, a beauty, number 11. And blocked and returned both by Samo. And the Bulldogs get the point. On the replay, the deflection, number 21 finds an open spot. And there's the timeout I was just talking about. Timeout West Warwick. The Bulldogs off to what might be their biggest lead of the night here in Game 3. Bulldogs 11, Wizards 6. Bulldogs trying to fend off elimination, and they're doing a heck of a job doing so. Remember, folks, this team has really no rest. This team has no rotation. They got 2 extra guys, and that's not a lot in volleyball. When you look across the net and you see how many players are involved in this Wizards rotation. Like I said, coming in, looking at the Bulldogs' original lineup, I thought they were a very evenly matched team, and thought the Bulldogs would be able to come out with a victory. Looking at what they have on the court here, obviously I was concerned going into the night, but what I've seen on the floor, man, I've seen a group of guys have nothing but grit, and they are alive here in Game 3, trailing 2-0. They don't care. This is our West Warwick squad that is fired up and playing no different than they have in the first 2 games. The Bulldogs just continue to get better. They've scored 22 points in their first 2 games, so by no means have they been dominated. And the set to the net, touching the net. It should be a Bulldog point, and it is. Another one for the Dogs. Out of the break. So the timeout doesn't flip momentum, and Donato, longest service streak for the Bulldogs here tonight. The lefty lob to the back line, and they're going to have to just dump it back over. Number 12, that's a heck of a dump. Mendiola handles it, and Hake, reverse bump to the net. And it's a perfect spot for Samo to hammer it down. 13-6. Bulldogs on a run here in Game 3. The whistle. And it's a deep lob, and it's handled by number 20. And the bump set towards the net, and they're just going to bump it over. They're not getting into that bump set spike offense. We are. Samo puts it down out of bounds. And finally, a side out they needed, and they needed the Bulldogs to really kick themselves in their own rear because they couldn't stop anything that the Bulldogs had to offer. So a much-needed side out, 13-7. Hake handles the Wizards serve, a back set. Number 21, the dink, and it's a quick side out, quick Bulldog point. And that's exactly what they needed to deflate this Wizards team here for the moment. One win can switch so much in emotion and energy, physically reinvigorate the winning team. Right now, everything's going by way of the Bulldog here in Federico Gymnasium. 15-7 to the back line, and they can't handle it. It's another ace, 16-7. You would not know this squad is down 0-2 at the moment. What heart and resilience this Bulldog team is showing. And number 11 puts it over for the Wizards. Number 12 finally slams it down, and they get the side out. I say they need to go on a little bit of a run here now, folks. Bulldogs have doubled them up, 16-8. Number 11 serving for the Wizards. Can ill afford a fault. And they put it in play. Bulldogs get a set to Samo. And the spike attempt, he tries to put it back down, and he hits it too many times, and it is going to be a point for the Wizards. 16-9 the score. They need a little bit of a run here if they want to get the always important momentum back. Nice line drive serve. Mendiola doesn't handle it, goes back, and that's an ace, 16-10. Bulldogs looking for a side out, and they want to maintain a little bit of a cushion here, a cushion that they worked hard to get. This progressive scoring can flip so fast. And that's a liner, dives short. It's up, and it's able to be played. Mendiola puts it back in play, and Samo can't get it over. The unforced error, not what the Bulldogs wanted, and that's going to make it 16-12. No, 16-11, correction. And this bump, the set to Samo, who's going to put it towards the back line. Number 11 puts it out of bounds. They try to save it, and number 20 for the Wizards gets it back in play. They do a nice job bringing it back from the bleachers, and Hake with the dink. Number 20, holy cow, the slider, and Samo with the jump kill at the net. He's had a heck of a day. Hake has been a monster. Samo's having a day. The Bulldogs with a 6-point lead, 17-11. Game 3, they trail 2-0. It's going to be a substitution. Mendiola's going to get a breather. Samo at serve. Bulldogs up 6. Bulldogs need this game to go on to a game 4. The front spinner handled. The Wizards not getting into the offense like they did their first game. And number 12 with the spike. That goes over the net by number 7. Bulldogs try to find a spot in the back line. There's a bump. A nice bump set by number 16. They try to find a spot cross court. Can't. Dunn tries to put it over but hits 2 hands. That's going to be a point for the Wizards. Wizards aren't able to get into that setting offense that they were getting into in the first 2 games. Trail only by 5. Their main setter, number 16. Little jump serve and immediately out of bounds. Boy, if you're a Bulldog, you need to capitalize right now. They're giving you a chance. You're only 7 away from game 3 here. And they're playing with nothing to lose right now, this Bulldogs crowd. They're playing light-footed. The jump serve, a missile. And they handle it somehow. That was a laser. And number 12 puts a hard spike, handle blocked by Hake. On the Wizards side, Donato able to return it, and the Wizards trying to get into an offense again. Number 12 puts it back over, looking for a call, and it's going to go in favor of the Bulldogs. 19-12 the score. And the serve into the net. So the side out for the Bulldogs, 19-13. And again, the Wizards need a little bit of a run here. Number 12 has a very dangerous serve if he can keep it in play. He was on fire earlier. The jump serve, that one dives in play, might not have. And Samo can't handle it. That's the ace, 19-14. Bulldogs have worked hard here to get the lead that they have. Quick side out for the Bulldogs. And the fist, quick return by the Bulldogs. And number 16 with the set to the net. A dink to the other side, he hits the net, and Bulldogs get that side out. And their 20th point. Jumps a little bit too close to the net, the Wizards. And the Bulldogs will serve, and Hake will be at serve. No one you'd rather in control. And the lefty hammered just into the net. So they don't capitalize the score, 20-15. The Wizards trail by 5. The Bulldogs need 5. Anybody's game here. Game 3. Samo with the bump. Set towards the net. And they push it over to the back line. Number 16 with the set. Number 11 with the spike attempt. And he finds space. Wizards point, 20-16. And timeout on the floor. Westerly calls the timeout. They don't want any kind of energy, run, momentum, whatever word you want to call, vuju, whatever you want to call it on the floor to go in favor of the Wizards here. They want to take this game and play another. They're not ready to go home. They've worked too hard. They've given too much energy. I'll tell you right now, this team has played with 100% all night long. They haven't gotten down on themselves. They don't care who couldn't make it. They don't care who couldn't play. They've come together and put together a heck of an effort here. If you haven't been watching, yeah, they're trailing 2-0. They scored 22 out of 25 points both games. They've gone the distance in both games, and they've done all of that with only 2 reserves on the bench, while this West Warwick team has a myriad of options as far as substitutions. It's been a constant rotation, so they have the better legs, obviously. As far as fatigue goes, the Bulldogs, you would expect to be more fatigued, but they're not playing that way. This Bulldog team is playing with newfound rejuvenated energy. And right now they have a 20-16 lead, and they're looking for a quick side out here, folks. Game 3 to avoid an end of the night. Bulldogs need 5 points. The serve. Late kept by Samo, kept in the air by Armitage, and a deep spike attempt by Hake. The hammer. Point Bulldogs, 21-16. And Dunn will set up for the serve. His kill number tonight, I don't know where it's at. I don't keep that stat. I'm unable to do that, but it is in double digits. And they needed just that to be in this. And that is going to go out of bounds. Another point for the Bulldogs. 22, and they're starting to clap and feel it now. Confusion on the Wizards side. Done to serve. The officials are about to communicate over something here. Not sure what they're saying. And I think everything just stays Westerly point. And Dunn will serve, 22-16, and we're good to go. And the serve, out of bounds. Big break for the Wizards. Big break, 22-17. Wizards trail by 5, and they substitute on the floor. In comes number 20. They love her service ability. They bring her in often to go directly to the serve. Number 11 from the back line. They need to get number 16 into it if you're a Wizard to get into an offensive groove. Hake with a nice bump on a nice serve to the net. Armitage brings it back, but they are able to dump it over. Number 16, he gets a set up there. And the spike attempt brought back up by the Bulldogs. Nice job. Samo, spike attempt, doesn't get over the net. And the Bulldogs attempt does not quite land in bounds. Tough break. The Bulldogs are in the spot, still playing everything. They're not playing sloppy. 22-18. And the serve, front spinner, back line. Donato to Mendiola, and the Bulldogs dump it over, allowing the Wizards to get into a little bit of an offense. Number 26, soft spike. Hake handles it. And set back to Hake, and into the net it goes. Another break that the Wizards needed. 22-19. Bulldogs 3 points away. Wizards 6 points away, win by 2. And this is deep to the back line. Mendiola handles it well. Samo with the spike, and that's going to land inbound side out point Bulldogs. 23-19. Bulldogs only need 2. And the junior, Luke Donato, on the floor all night. Haven't really seen him legit get any rest. A lefty serve. Bumped by number 20, nobody there. Late get by the Wizards, and they're able to put it out of bounds. That's going to be a Bulldog point, unforced error. There was space there, too, to drop it in. It's game point now. And now they need 7 in a row, bottom line, if they want to win this game. Donato with the serve. It's in play. Bulldogs are hungry, and that's going to go to the Wizards. They need 6 more. 4 to continue, 6 to win. And the serve by number 26. It's in play. Hake has it. Nice bump. And Samo tries to end it, gets blocked, and that's inbounds. They're going to have to dump it over. A nice bump set. Number 11 gets it to the back line, Donato. It's up. And number 21 dumps for the Bulldogs. Number 11 with the push. Finds an open spot. There's a point. They need 3 to stay alive. Just stay alive for another play, I'm saying. 3 will tie it. This is a win by 2 scenario. And yes, pressure does mount if you're a Bulldog. And the serve in play is huge. A late get by Mendiola. Huge break. The spike attempt brought back up by the Wizards. Nice set, number 12. Spike attempt, Mendiola handles it. Armitage just could do it to Samo into the net. Oh no, point goes to the Wizards. 24-23. Timeout Westerly. Right when you needed it, because if they come back out of this timeout, the Bulldogs, they win game 3. If out of the timeout the Wizards get the point, they bring this thing right back. So pressure on both sides. The Wizards do not want to get suited up for a whole nother game here. Bulldogs don't need to be making too many adjustments. This no-quit Bulldog squad is doing a lot right here. Energy and momentum was in the favor of the trailing Wizards. Perfectly called timeout by Coach Beal. This Bulldog team's got a lot of energy out on the court. And he's got to get 2 more to keep them alive in this. The whistle. Let's see how the timeout worked out. The serve, it's in play. Mendiola handles it. Armitage set close to the net, blocked by the Wizards, and it's going to go to the Wizards. The Bulldogs went over the net a little too far, 24-23. So out of the timeout, energy to the Wizards. They need 1 more to knot things back up here, folks. What a game. And the serve gets over, handled by Hake. Mendiola with the set, it turns into a nice one. Samo out of bounds, oh no. And you see the hands reach to the heads of the Bulldog team, and that is exasperation as this Wizards team has pulled some wizardry on the Bulldogs and are now 2 away from winning. The serve in play. Hake has it. Armitage back to Hake from deep. The spike into the net. My gosh, what a run this Wizards team has gone on. And this Bulldog team is beyond frustrated here. Yes, you read it right. It is the Wizards 25, Bulldogs 24. For the game, the serve. Hake has it close to the net, dinked over. They keep it in the air. Number 20 keeps it in play. A nice job, number 11 blocked. Bulldogs get the point. We're knotted at 25. Win by 2. Bulldogs serve, number 21. First team to get a 2-point advantage takes home game number 3. Game number 1 and 2 are dogfights, folks. And the serve in play is first important thing. Number 20 handles it, set to number 11, and it gets blocked by the Bulldogs. Game point for Westerly. They need only 1 more to force a game 4 here. Number 21 set to serve for the game. And that is going to be deep, and he doesn't give it a chance. Oh, man. 26-26. Holy smokes, the back and forth. That is just about the worst thing you wanted to see happen there. Number 11, we are knotted up. Race to 2 for the win. If the Wizards catch it, they win the match. Bulldogs trying to extend it to a game 4. We have a little bit of break in action. Not sure what's going on, but they're allowing the Bulldogs probably an extra second to rest. And the serve in play. Donato handles it. Armitage to set to Hake, the dink. Number 20 brings it back up to Hake, who sets it. And it's brought over by Samo to an open spot. Bulldogs again get the side out and are set up to game point. Samo will serve for the Bulldogs. 27-26. What a battle on our hands. What a job these guys that have been asked to step up for the Bulldogs have done tonight. Samo with the serve, forward spinner. Bumped up, number 16 to set. To the net to set. The spike attempt blocked, but he brings it back over the Bulldogs. Armitage sets to Hake, and the missile kept in the air by the Wizards. They dump it back over. Great job of returning that. Hake sets to the far side. Donato keeps it in play. Number 12 with the set to number 16, back to number 7, and he puts it over, and the Bulldogs keep it up in the air somehow, and Dunn plays it. Out of bounds it goes. And we are knotted back at number 27. Holy cow, what a game we have here. 27-27, we're back with a Wizard serve. First team to get to a 2-point advantage wins. We are in extra time, and that's a free one for the Bulldogs. And that frustrates the Wizards, boy. Just what the doctor ordered for Westerly. The senior captain. Can he ace his way home and set up the Bulldogs for a game 4? The jump serve and the bump. Set, they're going to have to dump it over if you're the Wizards. And they do. And Maurice Dunn tries to spike home the game. Unable to do so. Number 12 dumps it back. Samo to Armitage to Hake. Into the net. The Bulldogs just can't put it away with that 1-point lead. Holy cow. 28-28. I don't think there's a cap on scoring either, folks. This can go to 100. They go back and forth. Someone's got to get a 2-point lead. Here's number 12, jump serve, missile, back line. Samo decides to handle it late. Dunn handles it, nice job backwards. Pressure now on the Wizards to the back line. Samo, beautiful job of keeping it in play. And the Bulldogs unable to return it. And now the Wizards with an opportunity. They not only have game point here, they have match point. They're up 2 games and on. This is match point. If the Wizards score, this match is over. The jump serve. And they won't get over the net. This game will not end. It's back to the Bulldogs as a tie. 29-29 side out and Hake at the serve. Ken the senior, he's been a destroyer tonight. That left's got to be sore because it has been a hammer. And the serve's deep. Oh, man. The unforced error, the frustration, the effort that's gone into tonight. The amount of points scored. The Bulldogs scored 44 points in the first 2 losses, and they got 29 here. The serve. And the game on the line here, the match on the line. Donato puts it over. Number 16, the set. And they try to put it to the back line. Samo to Armitage to Hake. The spike, it's in. It lands in. Bulldogs point, and they tie it at 30. The Bulldogs have scored 74 points tonight and don't have a single win just yet on the books. Yes, you heard those numbers right. Tied up. In play. The bump set to number 11. Gets it over the net. Donato with the set. And the Bulldogs dump it. Add communication. They're going to have to settle for a dump. Number 11 gets to the Bulldog side, handled by Hake. Armitage is going to set to the near side, 21. And they keep it in the air. The Wizards, the bump set to the far side. Number 12 keeps it in play. Dunn handles it. Armitage with the bump set. Far side, late communication. Unforced error on the Bulldogs. Oh, boy. That was just communication. Donato reached late. We have a substitution, and we know who's coming in to serve. They've brought her in several times when they've needed points. This would be the closer, I would imagine. 31-30, match on the line, match point. Bulldogs absolutely need it. The serve, it's a straight line drive. Donato able to put it up. Armitage the set, and the Bulldogs get it up and get it over. Point Bulldogs, tied back up. It's never going to end. 31-31. Yeah, folks, this is a race of 25, remember? And the serve. It's bumped, set by number 16, short set. Try to find a spot. Bulldogs doing a great job against that. Samo with the spike. Number 20 handles it. And the Wizards are there for the return. Armitage finds a spot. Bulldogs turn with game point. We have a cramp on the court. And there's going to be a stoppage of play. Not what we like to see. I think it's a cramp. These guys have been out there a long time. And the gym gets quiet. I'll quiet down a bit. This has been a long match. Just imagine the Bulldogs who have had no timeout. Coach is urging them to get together and talk a little bit. He's able to get up and stretch out. I don't know the rules about staying on the court, on the floor. I know that he's going to want to. Bulldogs have game point here, folks. Game point. To stay alive, they need this game. Donato's been very active. He's done a heck of a job to be asked to stay on the court the entire game. And the bump sets up number 16. Beautiful set, spike to the ground and score for West Warwick. My God, this Bulldog team has scored 22, 22, 32 and still hasn't gotten away with a win yet. You can't blame the players for that. Holy cow. I absolutely love the fire in this Bulldog squad. Donato again. Armitage near the net. He's blocked. And it's going to go to game point. The Wizards side this time. I think. Yes. Game point, match point, again. It's in play. Handled by Hake to the net, close. Trouble, and that'll do it, folks. What an effort by this Bulldog team. That is the first thing I'm going to say. Yes, they dropped this. They dropped 3 games to this West Warwick squad. They dropped 3 games, folks, without 3 starters, 2 captains, 4 players. And they put in a dogfight. 25-22 game 1. 25-22 game 2. 34-32. Hear me? 34-32 game 3. Tell me these young guys, these freshmen, these sophomores, some of even these juniors who don't get a lot of an opportunity, didn't step up and play with all their heart and capitalize. They should not hang their heads. They hung with a West Warwick squad. That's a good squad. These 2 teams will meet again. Westerly will be first, will be full strength, hopefully at that point. So we will tune in again, folks. Nothing but excitement we bring you. That being the case, tune back in tomorrow morning, 11 a.m., fast pitch Bulldog softball. I'm the voice, Greg Morano. We have the producer owner, Shane Belanger, next to me, and we got Lisa behind the lens. We are Westerly.live signing off. See you tomorrow.